And that's the thing, man, that throws us off, that screws us up, is because we set the goal, whether it be in sales, in workout, getting ready for an interview, doing a presentation, whatever the case may be. We have these perfect plans. And once we put them into play, it blows up. And when you have those situations, man, you've got to remind yourself, stay constant, keep it moving. Welcome to The Sales Life. I'm your host, Marsh Bice, and this is a show to help you develop an unbreakable, ready for anything mindset. It's the selling mindset. See, sales is a profession. Selling is a mindset. And it's an area that you can apply to every area of your life. In my 24 years of sales, I've developed 5 disciplines that I've been able to apply to both my personal and my professional life to get through and thrive through personal and professional disasters. And it's too beautiful of a gift to keep it to myself. So now I've developed a blueprint that I can help you learn how to embrace uncertainty. There are going to be things that you don't know about. There are going to be things that you didn't plan for. So you got to learn to embrace the uncertainty. You got to be able to handle the adversity. Tough times are going to come. Tough news is going to come. What are you going to do then? And also, beat back complacency and never settle again. No matter what happens in your life, you got to keep going. See, those are the 3 things that we're confronted with in sales. That no matter what, I got to make a commission. I got to provide for my family. And these are the same 3 things that you're going to face in life. And I'm going to help you with that each and every episode. It's 5 disciplines that you can apply to your personal and professional life. And if you're ready to have more, do more, be more, then you're going to have to learn to sell more. And I can help you with that. Go to marshbice.com. That's MARSHBUICE. And there you can start your coaching today. I love today's episode, man. It's about remaining constant. Perfection is what's in our head. Perfection is the beginning. It's the starting line. But nothing ends up in perfection. It's knots and loops and dead ends and road closed and floodings and disasters. It's all kind of different things. And no matter what the situation is, you've got to remain constant. So I don't want to go any further. I'm going to resist the urge as bad as I want to just roll out and just freestyle today's episode. I've already laid the tracks. So I'm just going to let me do the talking here in just a minute. So, but I do want to take a minute just to say thank you. If this is your first time here, look, you got millions of podcasts to choose from. So I'm so grateful that you're here. And if you've been here for so long, I had a long-term listener reach out to me the other day and just text me, hey, you're awesome. And I appreciate that. Hadn't heard from him in quite some time. And he's one of my original riders, man. Like he's been rocking with me since 2017. I'm in my 5th year of doing the sales life. And it just doesn't seem that way. And it has been truly an honor and it has truly been a lifesaver for me. Because you may go back and listen to some of these episodes, but I do too. And I listen to them because it's things I get away from. I listen to them to get recentered. I listen to them to keep me accountable. I do. And so I love leaving the tracks behind so that way it helps you and helps me. And that way we can apply these to every area of our life because things are going to come up, man. And what are you going to do? I don't want to settle. I don't want you to settle. And that is what these episodes are geared for. They're not long and drawn out. I want to get you in, get you out, and get you on with your life. So the only thing I ask for from you is if you would do me a favor and leave a review. I haven't had a review since January of 2022. It was a long time ago. We're about to cross into January of 2023, and no one has left a review since then. And I know you're busy, but if any episode has helped you, just a quick 60, 90 seconds of why that episode was important to you or why you come back every week. See, there are millions of podcasts for people to choose from, and it's your words that will make them stop and listen and could initiate the change in their life. You know how many people cross the uncertainty and have no clue what to do? They don't have a support system. You know how many people are facing the adversity? All of us. You know how many people are wanting to just give up and just exist? This is why the sales life is so important, to develop an unbreakable, unbeatable, ready for anything selling mindset to bulletproof you. But you got to work it. And you got to work the 5 disciplines. And anytime you get off track, it's because one of the 5 disciplines you're off on. And I've got you. I got you covered. Not only in the podcast, but I got you covered in the coaching as well. I can't express to you enough how important selling is in my life. It's everything in my life. It's every area of my life. I love sales. I love the art of it. But I love taking the art and applying it to my life. I think salespeople are some of the toughest people out there. The reason being is because they got to figure it out. No matter what the situation is, no matter what they're confronted with, personally or professionally, they don't make a damn. They got to figure it out because they still got to make a paycheck. They still got to provide for their family. So they got to keep going. What an asset that is. And so many people who have not made it in the sales profession have been able to take these skills that they've learned in the profession and go dominate their life. And the good news is you don't even have to be in sales to learn how to sell. Selling is a life skill, man, that you're going to need. Everything that you've achieved in life is because you sold your way there. Everything that you haven't achieved in life is because you settled and you stopped selling. I don't want that anymore for you. No more settling. Time to sell. Time to get after it. Time to run at that mountain, whatever the situations are. Dude, I've been obese. I've been demoted. I've been broke. I've been homeless. I've been suicidal. Still here. All thanks to the selling mindset. That's what I want for you. All right, let's rock out with today's episode. The best advice I can give someone is to stay constant. It doesn't mean that you stay perfect. It means that when you mess up, keep it moving. Stay constant. Think about when you create a goal. They're all perfect, right? I mean, it seems logical. You seem like that you've worked out all the kinks. You've looked at every splinter that may fly in. You look at all those things and you think, okay, man, I got this worked out. And your goals are perfectly made, but they won't be perfectly played. And that's the thing, man, that throws us off, that screws us up, is because we set the goal, whether it be in sales, in workout, getting ready for an interview, doing a presentation, whatever the case may be. We have these perfect plans. And once we put them into play, it splinters. It blows up. And when you have those situations, man, you've got to remind yourself, stay constant. Keep it moving. How many times have you set a goal and you roll out with it? This is where I'm going to be. I know I can get there. And all of a sudden, life gets in the way, knocks you off track. And if you try to take the goal and you bend that thing into your circumstances, you can't. Stay constant. That's all you got to whisper to yourself. It's not a grand scheme. You don't even have to catastrophize it. You don't have to strategize it. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is whisper to yourself. When you're most frustrated, when things don't seem to be working for you, all you say is, stay constant. This is what's going to keep you flexible. And many times, man, we're too rigid. We're way too rigid. We got this thing and it's locked in, this goal. I get the fact that you want the goal. Work the goal. Work it. But understand, man, life's going to get in the way. Things are going to fly up. And there are going to be times where you blew up. There are going to be days where you caved in. There are going to be days where you absolutely stunk up the place. There are going to be days where you blew up on a loved one or a customer. There are going to be days where you got your ass handed to you. You're going to have those days. That's part of it, man. That's the only way you get to where you're trying to be. But on those days, when you miss a deadline, when it all just seems like there's no coming back from this, it's all bullshit. Stay constant. There's always next. Just remember that. There's always next. And that is a thing that keeps you fluid. This is something that keeps you going. When you're constant, when you look at things as there's always next, it keeps you in the game. It keeps you from reverting back. It keeps you from throwing your hands up saying, oh, well, no, just stay constant. Because see, perfect isn't in the process. Perfect is in the result. And how many times have you ever had a conversation with someone who has achieved what you want to achieve? And when you talk to them and they have the perfect result, you're like, bro, I'd love to be there, man. Tell me about how you get there. Nothing about their story is going to be perfect. Nothing. They're going to tell you on all the near misses. They're going to tell you all the blowouts. They're going to tell you the times they smacked the wall, the times it was most dark. They're going to tell you all these things that went wrong. Yet the one thing that remained was their ability to stay constant. Bro, that is what keeps you in the game. Most people give up because they were relying on the path to be perfect, and it just don't happen that way. When you're constant, you have the ability to recover and adjust and to stay moving. That's what it is. Some time back, I was listening to a podcast and a jazz musician said, I don't go on stage thinking everything's going to go perfect. I go on stage knowing that when it doesn't go perfect, when things don't go according to plan, I have the ability to recover. I have the ability to keep playing. And many times, I guarantee you, as a musician, he hears the wrong note. He hears where he gets off track. Nobody else does. They think it's just all part of the plan. And this is how you got to adopt that mindset, man, by staying constant. That's it. And some days in staying constant, they're going to be baby steps. And some days they're going to be in gigantic leaps. But you can't leap far ahead in anything if you don't take the baby steps on those days when you don't feel it, on those days when you're most frustrated, on those days, on the second day, the day after you broke your diet, the day after you blew the phone calls, the day after you blew the interview, the day after you had an argument, the day after you lost your shit for no reason. What do you do then? Stay constant. That's it. How will you stay constant today? What is it? If you want an unfair advantage over anybody else, that's it. Don't look at perfection. It's what everybody else is doing. Don't match to what everybody else is having. Just stay constant. Keep it moving, and there's always next. Remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is to sell you on you. Stay amazing. Stay in the sales life.